Hey, this is V, and I have finally finished reading Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I say finally because the first time I started to read this book was actually something like a year ago, but I didn't really get into it until fairly recently. So this is set in a futuristic version of our world where a lot of the problems that we already have gotten a lot worse. So things like global warming, like the loss of resources, the disparity between the rich and the poor, like all of these things have culminated to a point where a lot of people spend most of their time kind of trying to escape reality within this new virtual system called the Oasis. So the Oasis is a lot more than a virtual reality game. Like it's a full immersive experience if you have the right equipment, and it has been integrated into pretty much every part of people's lives. Like people can run businesses on it, they can shop on it, play, typical RPG games in it, and even go to school using it. Like there's an entire virtual planet in this digital universe that's just devoted to school campuses from like all around the world. So different schools can create their own like learning environments, and like students and teachers both attend these schools like as their virtual persons, as though it was an actual place. So the main character, Wade, is just finishing up his time in high school at the beginning of this story. And like many other people from his generation and the ones after, he is an Easter egg hunter or a gunter in this game. So this Easter eggs are basically things like secret rooms or like treasures that programmers hide in a game that people don't necessarily know about, like when you actually purchase a game. So when the creator of the Oasis, Halliday, passed away, he left a really unusual will. So he didn't have any like family and so on, and in his will he said that he hid an Easter egg inside the Oasis, and in order to find it, a person had to locate 3 different keys and pass the challenges in 3 different gates. And the first person to find the Easter egg will inherit everything, like his entire fortune and the company that he left behind. So Wade is one of millions of people who began the hunt for this Easter egg. But since people didn't really have any clues as to like where to look, and many years passed without anyone actually finding anything, a lot of people gave up, and now you have like different groups of like die-hard hunters and like this company that wants to find it in order to take over like the Oasis, and a lot of different factions. So this story really begins when Wade manages to actually obtain the first key, and this rejuvenates like the hunt for the Easter egg and sparks this really intense competition across all these different groups and people as attention like falls on him and other like top players, as well as like other top hunter groups, I guess. And things become way more dangerous than he anticipates, because there are people involved in this contest that are actually willing to kill people in real life in order to obtain this fortune. So in order to save himself, and also actually I guess to help the other players that he starts to build relationships with, Wade has to be the one to find the final Easter egg. And the story, I guess, is primarily an adventure that goes through like this hunt, and also follows Wade as he graduates school and kind of starts to re-examine like what he's doing in real life, as well as the role he's playing within the game. So something that I liked, I think it was interesting how the story like it, even though like the mystery element isn't really the kind of mystery that a reader can follow and deduce, I guess, because a lot of the players, like, they have clues from looking at Halliday's life, and like he had a serious passion for like things from the 80s, so there's like a lot of trivia from that time period. Like, even though a lot of the mysteries and puzzles that the characters have to solve aren't really the kind that I guess you can anticipate as a reader, it still manages to be pretty interesting. Like, I think good adventure stories are a little bit hard to find, and I think this falls into that category. And it was kind of cool seeing some of the virtual worlds and setups that the author created. You can kind of understand, I guess, why people would want to spend so much time in this virtual reality game. But something I did not like. The one thing I did not like, which is also the reason why it took me so long to finish this book, was kind of how it began. Like, this is a first-person story, and frankly, I guess the main character was a bit annoying at the beginning. Like, he was kind of had this know-it-all, pessimistic attitude that really got on my nerves, and that's why I put down the book the first time, and I didn't actually pick it up again until Elena told me that she had read it, and that the rest of it was, well, he was turned out to really not be such a bad person.